Hey everybody, it's Elizabeth and welcome back to my garden. It has been so long since we've been here together. We have had a busy but a wonderful winter and I hope you have too. I hope you are really excited about the start of spring. We're having some wind here today. My hair is in my face. Oh, stop it. So we're having a really peaceful, mellow Sunday here. I wanted to get some work done in the garden, which I've not done in months, and show you what I'm doing as we are kicking off spring a little early, maybe a little premature. But here in Northeast Arkansas, they're calling for temps in the 40s, 50s, and 60s for February, which is really, usually we're pretty cold in February. So basically it's like an early spring. We still have a chance of another Arctic blast cold front with like ice and snow and everything. But there's only a really small chance of that for 4 days in February. So I'm going to get to work on some stuff because it's not going to do any harm if we have some cold weather later. But I want to show you what my poor neglected cottage garden looks like right now and what I might get done today. Because right now, you guys will see this the following weekend, but right now it's February 2nd in Northeast Arkansas and it is 60 degrees today. Me and the birds and everybody's all happy and like celebrating spring, even though I know it's not quite here yet, but there's just a lot of disarray in this garden, so let me show you. Oh, there's Aussie in case you've missed him, haven't seen him in a while. And then Maple's here with us too. Front of the cottage garden. If you guys were with me in the fall, you know I cleaned the leaves out of the cottage garden multiple times. But there are still plenty. Look at that. We've got trash. We've got cups. How fun. Lots of leaves right here because all of the times I would rake them out of the cottage garden here, the last several times I kind of ignored this area. It's just hard to get to. There's plants in there, a rose bush, there's art, the garden decor, and then this shelf and stuff. So this is what I want to work on today, is where the stuff's like the thickest. Anyways, I also never pulled out old plants. See that? Got all these plants in there, old tomato vines, cucumber vines. I've got plants. That was our tomato bed. Disregard this strap. This is the strap my husband used. They got muddy and he washed it off and hung it up there to dry. So we have all this stuff to clean up. I am going to clean out these beds. This is the biggest amount of leaves to deal with, and you can see they come here. I can't use my blower here because then it just blows them in this corner, and it's just hard to get everything to go out this way. So yeah, so I think I'm mostly gonna focus on leaves and pulling out old plants and just picking up stuff. Like you can see, this just looks messy. Nothing has been going on in these greenhouses. If you saw the last video I did where I planted fall crops in here, for whatever reason, I direct sowed them, but for whatever reason, nothing like germinated. So because we had cold weather, I had actually closed these. So one thing I would like to do is just roll these back up, get these beds moist. I think they were just too dry. Anyways, awful. This is also coming down this year. This is one of the panels of the new picket fence I got, and that's going to be going up really soon. So I may even try to just pull this down like now to get the leaves out, because we have a shrub there. We have some things seeded in here that are perennials that'll come back. This arch is securely put in the ground, and then we have nothing back here. So I could just like pull this ugly bamboo fence down. In my defense, the bamboo fence was actually cute at first. Like when the sun is on my hair, you can see just how gray I am. Anyways, so the bamboo fence was really cute to begin with. It's just so weathered and it gets so much wind, and just as I'm looking at it, it's fallen this way and it just goes back and forth, takes a brutal beating. But these boxes right there, that's the new picket fence, and that's gonna go up. So I think there's really no harm in going ahead and taking this fence down now. The only thing is the dog will run in and out of here because there's nothing stopping her. But like I said, there's just a few things. They've not come up yet for the spring that are under the surface here at the end. And I think that'll be just fine. Okay, I've gotten this first fence down and I've wadded it up right there. This is how much leaves I got just out of this spot. Literally. Isn't that crazy? This is where the fence was. And right here, I don't know if you can see it on camera, this is all still so wet that I sunk down like 6 inches there. This is, well, this reminds me, I haven't given y'all weather updates in forever, but like a week ago, in a 12-hour period, we got like 5 inches of rain. Everything's flooded here. We're on a hill, so our home is fine. But that means everything is mushy and you're like sinking into the ground in a lot of places. Especially right here. Our house pretty much sits on like a flat hill, but then right here it starts to slope down towards the back of our property. And up here in our front yard, it slopes down to the road and that field over there. So we're literally on top of a hill. So everything like just right outside the immediate perimeter of our house, soaking wet. I'm gonna go ahead and light this on fire because I'm gonna have tons. I'm just gonna keep adding to it. I've not burned back here before. Everything is so wet out here right now though, it's gonna be just fine. All right, we've got a nice little pile going. I got this second fence down and I started raking all this up, but I'm gonna get over here and everything. And then once this calms down a bit, I'm gonna start pulling leaves from other places. But I just need to keep an eye on this. When I start taking down my plant debris off the arch and stuff, I'm just gonna throw it on this fire. It might take a little bit longer to burn, but it's probably the fastest way to get rid of everything. Okay, as you can see, we're making a huge difference in the leaves in this back section. Here's the rest from up there that I have to burn. Pile is shrinking. I just started pulling them out on this side, and there's this many. That is a ton of leaves. So I'm gonna get these going, but this bird bath here, I just got it last year. It's plastic. It's made to look like aged, like metal, but it has a giant hole in it. I actually turned my solar bird bath upside down because it kept trying to work. It had this big crack in it, probably from freezing. So unless I can repurpose it for something else, this guy's a goner. So I'm going to pull it out because it's actually in the way of some of the leaves I need to get. So I may have to reimagine this area this spring and just see what we're going to do. Okay, so I've gotten all the leaves out of the cottage garden. I'm going to get done today. You can see the sun is working on setting back there. Some of these leaves are damp, and I've been throwing like old tomato vines and different things like that in the pile, so it's taking a while for each one to like burn out. And I've got this to add to that, so I don't want to have to add any more, but I've cleaned up a ton. So let me show you what we've got done, just leaves alone. So that area over there is all raked out. The bird bath that's broken, I moved over here. I had an idea, since it's got that crack in it, it could just be a planter. Just put some soil in it, maybe some pansy seeds, something that likes cold weather. So that's cool. And then I came in here. There was lots of leaves stuck in here and back there, because one of the last times I had done leaves, I'd come through with the blower, so they would just get stuck. So pulled all those out. I got a lot of these. I left some because I've got to clean up this area, so that'll be a next time project, because we'll have at least one more, if not two more, cleaning days before spring gardening starts. I got a lot of leaves out of here, even though it might not look like it to you. I got all of these that were up here. There was a ton through the middle here. This area is soaking wet from all that rain we had. Like, there are so many footprints between me and the dog where we've sunk down. So I pulled most of the tomato vines out of here, and this is just like so wet in here. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna leave this for now. Here you can see where this is so wet that mud, like Maple's foot, went through the fabric, and you can just see mud. So definitely gonna have to be doing some mulch repair. One thing I'm gonna come out here and do next time is I'm gonna trim these hollies, because I tried to do them. I think, to trim all these holly bushes in the spring, but by then we have wasps everywhere. And it's like they live in these holly bushes. So I've gotten stung 3 years in a row when I try to do that. And Hadley mentioned it to me the other day about, or just today, about how tall this one was. And they're supposed to be like below the kids' bedroom windows there. So anyways, and I thought, well, I could probably do that now because they're probably not out yet. So I'm going to be trimming that in our next video, as well as the crepe myrtle in front of our house. But so anyways, that'll be another, so that'll be like a pruning video, pruning back stuff to get ready for spring. These are a succulent. I think it's autumn something. But I went to pull them out, and look at this guy. This guy has growth that's on the side of this plant because I actually started pulling it up. So I went ahead and pulled up one, but I left these other 5 or 6. These I all divided from one plant last year. Threw them in here to see if they'd survive, and so far, maybe they are. Then again, you can see how wet and mushy all of that is. But I got most of the leaves. This one, I got most of the plants out of it, except these 2 herbs I kept because look at this. They've gone through winter and 7 inches of snow. That is lavender and sage. So, want to perennialize? We'll take it. So again, up here it's real muddy and just yucky. I got all these plants out of here. So there's another holly I'll have to trim. Thinking about moving the hammock this year. And that crepe myrtle I talked about trimming, it's on the other side of this evergreen. It gets way up there. I've got to cut it back. I've got to cut back all my roses. So I could literally do a whole video on pruning. And by a whole video, I mean take me probably at least 2 hours. That's about how long this has been. And I'm almost done. I'm really excited about that. So I think I'm also going to be starting seeds soon. So that'll be a separate video, separate time. But I'm getting in the mood. So if you're new to gardening, just getting into gardening this year, definitely make sure you're subscribed and have notifications on, because this year I'm going to try and do a how to get started with gardening, including a video or 2 on how I research and prepare for what I want to plant for my zone. So for me, not being new to gardening, that typically involves looking at everything I've done in prior years and figuring out what went well and what didn't. I also keep garden notes throughout the year, so I know which things didn't grow well in our area. But if you're just starting from scratch, just a little research can help you figure out what to start. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these tunnels opened. I'm not gonna water them because we have days of rain in the forecast, so they'll get what they need. And like I said, there's nothing germinated in those because nothing came up. I caught the kitties in their house. Oh, I was coming to say hi. I got this for them like months ago. Hi, buddy. Hey, booty. You're so cute. So, most of the leaves are gone. Looking good. Got critters running around. So I got these are open. And then we're just gonna wait for this to burn out. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video here. The kids running around and being loud, and we're just waiting for this leaf pile to go down. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Stay tuned, because next time we're going to be doing spring pruning and more cleanup and garden prep, starting seeds, all that fun stuff. We're really about to get going here.